Hey guys, it's been a while since we talked about something. Today we're going to talk about this 150 watts GaN charger from the Anker GaN Prime series. It's equipped with 3 USB-C and a USB-A ports. This means you can fast charge up to 4 devices simultaneously. We can also call it 747 charger. Open the box. Like other products from the GaN Prime series, it comes with a silicon stabilizer and there is no charging cable. Then let's introduce this charger. The black outer case feels smooth. Anker and GaN Prime are printed on the upper right and lower left respectively. The input prongs can be folded for better portability. All specs info are printed at the bottom. Model is A2340. It supports input of 100 to 240 volts, 50 or 60 Hz, 2.3 amp. For single port charging, all 3 USB-C ports support up to 100 watts, and the USB-A only supports 22.5 watts. Things get more complicated when charging 2 devices. It can provide up to 150 watts for 2 USB-C devices, and do not charge with USB-C 1 and USB-A at the same time because the power jumps to 24 watts. As for 3-port charging, the output power will be divided into 150 watts or 124 watts. Even if we charge 4 devices at the same time, the power will not exceed 150 watts. The silver upper panel continues Anker's design with the IQ4 logo at the bottom. The size of this charger is about 61 by 67.5 by 31 mm, and the weight is about 230 grams. Compared with Apple 140 watts charger, it's smaller but a little bit thicker, but it has 3 more ports than Apple 140 watts. The ChargerLab Power ZKM003C shows the USB-C 1 supports FCP, SCP, AFC, QC3+, 4+, PD 3.0, PPS protocols. And it also supports 4 fixed PDOs of 5 volts, 9 volts, 15 volts, 3 amp, 20 volts, 5 amp, and a set of PPS. The supported protocols and PDO info of the other 2 USB ports are the same as the USB-C 1, which means you can choose any USB-C port to get the 100 watts. As for the USB-A, it supports FCP, SCP, AFC, QC3+, DCP protocols. Next, let's use the cutting machine to remove the outer shell. The entire module is covered with pink potting compound. The thermistor is attached to the plastic case and disconnect 2 input wires. Let's clean up the module first. Then let's introduce this PCBA module and all components to you. ChargerLab found it adopts a hybrid flyback topology and has a PFC circuit. Flip to the back, there is a groove between the primary and secondary circuits, and the planar transformer on the left can reduce size. The time delay fuse is from Better Fuse, 5 amp, 250 volts. The blue-white capacitor from DGCX is located in the middle, but is soldered to the input end. The safety extra capacitor is also from DGCX, 0.33 microfarad. The common mode choke is under the safety extra capacitor. 2 diodes on the front and back are connected in parallel to form a bridge rectifier and dissipate heat evenly. Then the fluctuating DC will be filtered by 2 film capacitors from DGCX, 1 microfarad, 450 volts for each. And here is the filter inductor. Then let's see the PFC circuit. The PFC controller is from ON Semiconductor. The innovative VSFF maximizes efficiency at normal and light load. The GaN IC for PFC boost is from Navitas and adopts QFN 6x8 package. It integrates the driver and current sampling circuit to reach high integration, 170 mA, 700 volts. The PFC boost inductor is tightly wound and insulated with yellow tape. The PFC boost rectifier is from ON Semiconductor and adopts a TO220 FE package. It is actually an ultra-fast recovery diode, 8 amp 600 volts. The largest electrolytic capacitor for input filtering is from Yongming, 120 microfarad 420 volts. The primary controller for hybrid flyback topology is from Infineon and adopts PG-DSO-14 package. It integrates 600 volts high voltage startup and high side low side MOSFET drivers. The primary GaN IC is also from Infineon. It integrates 2 GaN FETs and has an independent isolation driver, which greatly improves space utilization. 140 mA 600 volts for each. The electrolytic capacitor that powers the primary controller is from Yongming, 47 microfarad 35 volts. A resonant capacitor is connected in series with the primary side of the transformer, 0.68 microfarad 250 volts. The synchronous rectification controller is from MPS and adopts SOTO23-6 package. It supports multiple working modes and topology like adaptive clamp flyback and hybrid flyback. The working frequency can be up to 1 MHz. Those 2 synchronous rectifiers are connected in parallel from Infineon, 100 volts, 3.4 mA for each. 2 solid capacitors for upper filtering are from Yongming VPT series. They were connected in parallel and are placed horizontally, 220 microfarad 25 volts for each. The CT1018 optocoupler is on the back of the PCB used to regulate the upper voltage. The SMDY capacitor is from TRX. There were another 2 solid capacitors from Yongming MPT series, 470 microfarad 25 volts for each. Then let's move on to the secondary side. We found it has 3 upper circuits for 4 upper boards. The components of the 3 circuits are exactly the same, so we will take one of the circuits as an example. The protocol chip is from iSmartWare. It supports multiple fast charging protocols and supports a maximum upper power of 140 watts. The first buck MOSFET is from Infineon, 40 volts, 1.8 mA. The second buck MOSFET is also from Infineon, 40 volts, 6.3 mA. This is a 4.7 microhenry alloy buck inductor. The buck solid capacitor is 68 microfarad 25 volts. The upper V-bus MOSFET is also from Infineon. Except for those 3 upper circuits, it also has 4 current sense amplifiers from SG Micro for 4 upper boards. The 32-bit MCU from Asoft is soldered on a small PCB and adopts QFN32 package. It integrates an ADC and is used to detect internal temperature and protection. It can also distribute the upper power of different ports. Those 2 thermistors we just mentioned can detect the temperature of the BFC boost inductor and planar transformer. Well, that's all components of this 150 watts GaN charger from Anker. After taking it apart, we found that it still has the consistent high quality of the GaN Prime series and integrates multiple Infineon GaN ICs. The stackable PCB design and planar transformer make it even smaller. 4 USB ports are controlled by 3 buck circuits, and the components of each circuit are the same. So all USB-C ports can reach 100 watts and supports dynamic power distribution. Okay, that's all for today's video. You can click the comments to see more videos of the Anker GaN Prime series. See you next time. Bye!